This video demonstrates how to use a Makefile. Our project on the right breaks down into three separate files. We have main.cpp, which calls the function guessGame, and guessGame is the game which is defined across the other two files, hidden_num_header and source file. The hidden_num_header just contains the function declarations, and the source file for hidden_num contains the function definitions. We can compile the project with one command line, compiling main.cpp and hidden_num.cpp, and we can run that project and we can try out, guess that number, which is 46, and I do not wish to play again. Okay, so that's one way to compile. Another way to compile the project is using a Makefile. Let's take a look at a Makefile built for this project. It breaks down into two major parts. One is the compilation, the other is cleaning up the files produced during compilation. So, how do we read this Makefile? And this breaks down, this is the target name and the three requisites for the target. So guessNum.exe has the prerequisite that main.o has already been completed. Main.o has three prerequisites of its own: the files main.cpp and the hidden_num source and header file. If these three files exist, or are just targets in the Makefile, then the make will compile main.cpp into a main.o, an object file. The second prerequisite for guessNum.exe is hidden_num.o. Hidden_num.o has two prereqs, the source and header file, and if those prerequisites are met, then this command line is executed, which is to compile hidden_num.cpp and producing hidden_num object file. And once the prerequisite of the main.o and the hidden_num.o object files have been created, then finally those files will be linked together and output to guessNum.exe. So let's just run the Makefile, which is make. We can see the three steps that occur. The first step is producing the object file for main. The second step is producing the object file for hidden_num. And the final step is combining those files into guessNum.exe. So we can now run guessNum.exe, and there's our project. We can toy with it a little bit, see if it's working, and it's working just fine. Now, one of the advantages of using a Makefile is when you make a change to one of your source files, the make will not have to recompile the entire project. And this can become quite a problem when you have a very large project. But let's just make a simple change, which is I'm going to add a space at the end of the question, would you like to play again? So we'll add a space there. So we'll make, this time only two compilations occurred. One is producing a new main.o because we changed inside of the main source file, we added a space, and then the object files were linked together, creating the new executable. Now let's take a look at how the program runs now. So if I guess 46, now we get a space at the end. And if we have not made any changes, but we run make, then it tells us that guessNum.exe is up to date. Cool. Now there's that other piece called clean. And the way that works is you run make clean, and that will remove all of the items produced during compilation, which is removing the object files and the executable. So if we took a look inside of what's in the directory, we have the a.out, which was made from our very first compilation. I'll just show when we had run this line of code. When we had run this command line argument, we produced the a.o. And if we run make again, we can take a look and see all the files that are produced during make, which is the object file for hidden_num, the main object file, and guessNum executable. And once again, when we make clean, and we take a look inside, it's removed those items created during compilation. Thank you.